And what is up, YouTube? YouTube subscribers, YouTube family, YouTube community, everybody out there. Anybody that's going to watch this video, peek this info, see what's going on, what's happening, what's up next with your boy here. Cool. I mean, it's a great, lovely Friday to be alive, be blessed, and still be here. I mean, it really is. And I'll tell you, as always, and I ain't just doing it for a video, but sometimes I just happen to have one handy. Rockstar. And we'll get fueled up a little bit. But, yeah, here we are, I just want to say, here we are. We're now at video 65, and it's 2020. We made it. Told you. We was, all of us. We's going to continue to go strong right on into 2020. And look at us. Here we are. Like 65 videos later, and that's what it do. That's what it is. We here. There's a lot going on lately, I mean, this video probably going to be kind of short, It ain't going to be too elaborate like some videos I usually do. But the thing is, I want to say that some big things going on, I got hit up the other night by a great man out of the Midwest and Chicagoland area, He'd been up in the music business like 25 years now. He'd been doing it for quite a while, He do a little blues music, a little soul, hip-hop kind of feel, once in a while, whatever. And recently I got hit up by the man, Mr. Corey Dennison, from the Corey Dennison Band. And he wanted to do a collab project on the track, asking me to add a little style, a little love, and a little flavor to what he got going on. And of course, I ain't gonna turn it down. Not when I got a chance to go to Chicago and be right down in the heart of it all, right in the middle of Chicago, on a nice little trip for a few days, depending on how long it take, get down to the studio, get in the booth, and record it out with this man. I mean, he's been all over the place, I just seen it recently, about 5 months ago, something like that, maybe 6, somewhere around there, where he went out to Switzerland and did a 2-night stay in a hotel with a big old party and a show. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that was some great times, but I don't know how things is going to go, how things is going to turn out for sure. We just, got some things in the works on a project with this album and stuff, I'm doing some things, and we just kind of going back and forth right now, throwing around ideas, throwing out ideas, and just, seeing, what happens, what we like, what we don't like, I mean, there's a lot, there's a lot to the process, but I want to say, though, and of course, there may be a few haters that hear this, but I want to say forget the haters, because they was all over my butt end about, oh, you ain't gonna make it, this ain't gonna happen, that ain't gonna happen, I don't want to hear no shitty music, I don't want to hear no crappy music, or this and that, and whatever else the case might be, or your dog crap, or whatever they wanted to say, I didn't let it bother me, I didn't let it detour me from what I was doing, and I didn't let it get me down, because I feel like all that negativity is of the devil. And I ain't going to listen to it. I ain't going to deal with it. I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm going to roll with the punches, let it ride, let it slide, and just do what I got to do to get things done. Because I am, like I said, I can't express enough how honored I am to be working with this man. I know the guy. I mean, I've known this man for a minute now. Good people, real good people, but I wouldn't want to get on his bad side, I'll tell you that, to be honest, but that's besides the point. But anyway, I wanted to let y'all know we got that new project there coming out, I got a few projects of my own coming out where I'm working on about 2 or 3 solo tracks right now, which should be out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. depending on, how it go, how things turn out, how things happen, how things, just how things go in general, But, I mainly want to say, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's blessed. Hope everybody is staying good and healthy and just doing all right in the 2020 year, I just want to continue to promote them positive vibes, and that positive success and right track on to victory, because I'm headed there, and a lot of people that wanted to hate, a lot of people that thought I couldn't do it, a lot of people that thought I couldn't get it done, a lot of people that thought I wasn't going to make it. There are people that said, oh, look how old you are, and you're going to try to start a rap career now, or start a music career, however you want to say it. I didn't really do it, as I've said before. I didn't really do it because it was something I decided I wanted to do one day. I didn't do it because it was something I thought that was a great idea, or it looked fun, or whatever the case might be. I've been doing this for a long time. As I've said before, I've been writing and rhyming like ever since I was in 3rd grade, to be honest. Short stories, poems, whatever else the case might be. It's just that, the full success thing never hit me until I was ready for it. Because I feel like God doesn't give a person any more than they can handle. And I feel like maybe I wasn't ready for it yet. Maybe I wasn't ready to handle it before now. Because God ain't going to give you something if you don't feel you can handle it or you ain't ready for it. That's why so many people, they pray and they pray about something and they pray about it and they pray about it. But it seems like nothing ain't happening because God does it in His own time and in His own way. We just got to listen and be patient with the man. That's all I can tell you. Be a listener. Be patient with the man and just sit back, chill out, and enjoy the ride. And you'll get on that road to success and victory, and you will be there. You'll be making that money. You'll be getting where you need to be. You'll be getting where you want to be. But more so, it's about getting to where you need to be, not where you want to be. Because there's always a big difference between the wants and the needs. And a lot of people don't realize that, don't get it, and don't grasp that concept. I don't get it. Never understood it, how people just don't get that concept. People just always going after what they want instead of going for what they need. Like that old classic rock song back in the day, where they said something about that. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you might just find you get what you need. True. So true right there. That song couldn't have been no more true than what it was right there. And I mean, you listen to a lot of music, the list goes on of song after song where they talk about it, making it in this business, with music. But really, you can take what they say and you can apply it to any business. Owning your own shop, doing custom paint jobs, doing lube jobs, tire changes, or maybe you do something at home out of your garage on the side with some things, or maybe you've got a shop, you build motorcycles, like a guy named Hurley, and you can look him up online, by the way. Go over to YouTube, go to YouTube, go to Facebook and look up his page, Hurley's Custom Cycles. Hurley's a good dude. Hurley is a good all-around guy, and he got a shop building custom bikes like that, and he doing his thing and got himself built up, but, he was one of those people that more so went after what he needed, not what he wanted, because you got to go for what you need, because what you need is going to get you to where you want to be. What you want is just going to get in the way and slow you up every time, because then, like most people, you see, they wind up broke. I ain't never been broke. I'll tell you that flat out. A lot of people try to tell me that, oh, look what happened when you were sitting good and you lost everything. No, I didn't lose everything. I might have lost a little bit, of what I used to have, it's going to happen to anybody. It's going to happen to anybody for whatever reason or the case might be. But you see so many people that win the lottery, or maybe they're an artist in the music or whatever, and they start getting a decent little chunk of change coming in, or they own a shop, whatever they're doing business-wise, and they start seeing the money coming in, and what happens? They want to take that money, and they want to go out and blow it right away because they're going after everything they want instead of going after what they need that's going to get your ass somewhere. Bottom line. They can't go after what they need that's going to get their ass somewhere. They always got to go after what they want. I'll tell you flat out, I got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but I'm not always out there going after what I want. My dad even taught me that growing up. What's the man did recently? Passed away not long ago. God rest his soul. That was my best friend right there. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I've said anything about that here on the channel or talked about it much, but God rest his soul, because I miss that man. That was like my best friend right there. Regardless of how things was between us, how the relationship was, it doesn't matter. Still the only father you get, and still my best friend. So I can tell y'all flat out, if you still have one of your parents, or both of your parents, or any of your grandparents left around, be thankful for that. Because I don't have it. None of it. I done lost it all, and I feel like I lost it all after I lost my dad and my best friend, But anyway, like I was saying right quick, my dad always taught me that growing up, There's nothing wrong with if you got a little extra money and you see something you like, you want to splurge and treat yourself, and you want to get something, so be it. Go ahead. You got the money, pick it up. But if you're just going to get something because it's something you want, you got to think about it. Do I really need this? Is it going to help me in the long run? Is it going to benefit me? What am I going to get out of this for buying it? You know what I mean? Because like I said, people that win the lottery, people that get a little money off of success and start getting ahead, don't save their money up and get themselves built up and grown in what they're doing, and what happens? They wind up broke because they keep going after everything they want, because either they're trying to idolize somebody else, they're trying to be like somebody else, or they're just pretty much going after what they want because they see everybody else doing certain things, but they think they can do it as well, but they're not going about it the right way. Because anybody you see that is successful and has a decent chunk of change, Michael Jordan, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, anybody like that, do you think any of those people went out and just constantly went after what they wanted instead of what they needed and got to where they was? None of them would have. None of them would have got there. Anybody knows as well as I do, they asked Jordan for years. And they did. They asked Michael Jordan for years, was you in it for the love of the game or was you in it for the money? He said he was in it for the love of the game, but yet the money was just a bonus. And that's the way I feel about it with this, this music thing I'm doing, and this path and track that I'm on of a road to success and victory. I do it because it's a passion of mine and something I love doing and something I've been doing for a minute, just not on this level. Because I wasn't ready to be on this level yet, didn't quite want to be on this level yet, and didn't know if I wanted to be on this level. Because I'll tell you flat out, and this is something directly for the haters that they can take to the bank when I say this. I remember a time back in school when I started doing this, a little rapping and rhyming. I was just, I was kind of like, I don't want to compare myself to Snoop Dogg, but I heard interviews, with him talking about how when he got started, he took other people's songs like the Sugar Hill Gang. He said he memorized A-Rap. And a few other people, that came along the way, and he memorized A-Rap, and it just became so easy for him that he wanted to do his own thing. I was the same way. I was similar, I used to do that back in the day. I used to be able to take songs and memorize them, and I could just spit their rhymes and their flows and their rap and just put it out there. I've done some Biggie music, Maybe I memorized some Pac a little bit, and spit that stuff back to you, depending. Because some people get a little quick and fast on that stuff. I ain't gonna lie. And it's, it's a little troublesome to keep up, but it can be done. But, I used to do that. Just go around memorizing people's songs and just spitting that stuff out there. I used to have people back in school who told me, man, you a good rapper. Like what you do. You need to stick with that. But I never really, thought nothing about it. I never really, thought that I could go anywhere with this or do anything with it. I just, didn't think about it like that, I was, kind of stupid with things in life, to be honest, But now that I've got the opportunity to go somewhere with things and do something with myself to get on a little better, higher levels of where I'm at, so be it. I'm going to take the opportunity and run with it and not let anything slow me down, including the damn haters. And I've had so many of them on social media, in real life. Where's ever they just come, they just come out the woodwork like cockroaches, to be honest. Or like them annoying little gnats that just won't go away. And you swat at them, you try to hit them, but they move too quick and they just be buzzing around. Bang. They got to go somewhere. Haters got to go somewhere. I get tired of it sometimes, but it is what it is. I don't let it irritate me. I don't let it bother me, and I don't let it slow me down because they can't get to me. And that's what bothers them, because they can't get to me, and they can't find what triggers me to set me up and push that button, because I'm just so high and on one, you can't touch that. You can't get on my level. Can't do it. And now, like I said, I'm going to be in Chicago with Mr. Corey Dennison himself from the Corey Dennison Band. Tell you flat out, a man who has actually done music with B.B. King and John Mayer. And that ain't no joke. And that ain't something, I just talk about. That ain't something I just brag about. I know. It's been done. Because I ain't got nothing to lie about. Like I said before. If you can't expect your boy right here to keep it real with y'all, who can you expect to keep it real with y'all? Because if I don't keep it real with y'all, I can't expect y'all to keep it real with me. That's all there is to it, bottom line. And I'm going to continue to keep it real with y'all 100% all the way through 2020. Unless something happens, God forbid that something happen, I wind up in the hospital or something go down, Hey, it is what it is. But I guarantee y'all have somebody fill in for me, and you'll get a video being notified about what's up. Guarantee you. I ain't going to leave nobody out the loop about what's going on. But I just want y'all to continue to stay blessed, stay on a positive track, stay motivated, and continue to do what you're doing. Because I'm telling y'all, I'm on one, and I'm coming up big and strong. Bigger and stronger than I've ever been before. Because I'll tell you one thing, though. Whenever you do something, don't ever get too cocky with it, though. Don't do it. Don't ever get too cocky with it and think that you can't be knocked off of your high horse. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to come along, someone's going to come along, or something is going to come along to, bam, smack. And just like that, and they're going to knock you off your high horse. They're going to do it. Don't ever get too cocky with it. Don't get cocky with the money. Go around. You got to flash it. You got to show it off, I don't do that. I don't go around and flash big wads of money all the time and show it off and say, look, I got a band. I got 5 bands. I got 3 bands, whatever. I got more bands. Some people talk about music and stuff. I don't talk about it like that too much, yeah. I might talk about the money and the music a little bit, but I don't talk about it to that aspect. And I don't go around showing it off all the time, Because tell you flat out, I had a hater one time hit me up on, excuse me, it's over on Snapchat. Young man, and I know he was only hating because he wasn't doing nothing with himself and he wasn't doing nothing with his life. And he was probably stuck down in mommy's basement and couldn't get out. So he decided he would troll the internet and be a hater. Decided to tell me that, look at me, I'm a broke rapper that ain't never gonna be nothing and ain't gonna amount to anything or go nowhere with myself. But hey, I did one afternoon. You know, I'll tell y'all flat out. And not because I had anything to prove, not because I had anything to show, to shut anyone up or anything like that, but I kind of went against what I talk about a little bit here. And, you know, I'm not going to say even I got cocky with it, because I didn't. But I took a picture and I posted it on Snapchat, and I had a little stack right like this. And I was fanning. I was showing it off. You know, it's just, you know, I just was feeling good that afternoon. You know, I was feeling good about myself, and I'm like, woo, hey, let's do it. You know, and, you know, it's just, it is what it is, you know. But I kind of look back and I'm thinking, maybe it was kind of stupid, you know. I shouldn't have really been, you know, showing off, because success and victory is not what it's all about with success and victory. I mean to say, it's showing off and showing out like that, you know. A lot of times it's being low key on a high profile level, and that's what I do. I mean, you think about it, you know. And I have actually told haters this in person and online and anywhere else. You see people out there, you know, they be sitting on the street corner and they be, you know, begging or whatever, trying to get that dollar, trying to collect their money, trying to do that thing and get what they got to get it done, you know. And it's what they do. It's what they be doing, you know. But then when they collect their dollar, what happens? They get up, they walk away from the situation, they go down the street and around the corner to wherever, you know, they're going to be going, and they hop in a nice Mercedes-Benz, a nice Cadillac, you know, Jaguar, or whatever they got like that, and drive away. You know, now that's doing it the wrong way, but that's being low key on a high profile level, because that's kind of the way I do it. I ain't gonna lie, I want to go out somewhere, I dress it up a little bit, I look nice, you know, but I mean, I ain't got to go high dollar like some people are, where I'm wearing a pair of Jordans that cost me $2-3 bills, you know. Although I got some, you know, nice looking shoes and decent stuff where I get complimented all the time, you know, hey man, those are some nice shoes, I like it. You know, you look good. I've had times where I'll walk into a Dairy Queen, you know, be getting ready to place an order or do something, you know, and next thing you know, I see about 4 or 5 young men over there with their coach, some basketball players. I think it's who it was, and next thing you know, they'd be looking back, glancing, and they just could not stop staring at my shoes because of how nice they look. Like, wow, man, them look nice, you know. Wonder where he got them at. Every one of them just kept looking at the shoes, like they was just staring at them. I'm like, man, let it go. It's just a pair of shoes, you know. But, I mean, hey, they look nice. Excuse me, y'all. But, I mean, that's the way it is, you know. You stay low-key on a high-profile level. Number one, it makes people wonder what you're doing. It makes people worry about what you're doing. It makes people always be on top of you about what you're doing, because they don't know what you're doing, and they don't like that. They don't know what you got. They don't know what you have. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. I've always been that way, where I've kept it low-key on a high-profile level my whole life, you know. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm like millions of dollars rich or anything, or hundreds of thousands of dollars rich, and I'm not going to say I've been like that my whole life, you know. I'm not going to brag about it like that, you know. But I'll tell you flat out, I've always been sitting good for myself my whole life, because I was smart about things my whole life, and I took care of myself. You know, I didn't have much help along the way. You know, I wasn't like, you know, Bill Gates, where I got, you know, I got a startup of a handout or anything else like that. I started from the bottom and worked my way up, all the way through everything that I'm doing. You know, I mean, I'm sure I've talked a little bit about it before, but like I say, I done been out on the West Coast and came back. I done been laid down south and came back up. You know, I done been in the Midwest, Illinois, Chicago, Indiana, Eastern Indiana, you know, all over. Southern Indiana, you know. Yeah, I've been in Southern Indiana a little bit. You know, not much or real long, but I mean, I've been in southern Indiana a little bit. I kind of been all over this country, except the East Coast. I ain't been out that way too much, but I got plans to get out that way, you know. Florida, go visit some people. I want to get up to New York and do some things. Got some big things I want to do up in New York that when I get to it, trust me, y'all gonna know about that stuff right there. With some big parties and things and different stuff going on, I want to do up in New York. You'll definitely know about that one, I guarantee you. Because that's going to be hype, that's going to be hot, and that's going to be happening. You know, it's going to pop off. Because we're going to pop off in 2020 real strong. Low key, on a high profile level, the same way I've always done it my whole life. Because I've been a smart person. I didn't always go out and spend and blow money and say, hey, I need this, hey, I need that. You know, or I should say want. Hey, I want this, or hey, I want that, or hey, I gotta have this, or hey, I gotta have that. No. I was smart about it. Took the money and invested back into myself. The way I do it now. You know, just the way I've always done it. You know, just like I said, low key on a high profile level. And I'd like to see every one of y'all do it like that. A lady friend of mine. Real good, you know, sister of mine. You know, you might as well say. You know, she'll always be family to me. Even though we wasn't cut from the same fabric, it's still blood to me. Always will be. She low-key on a high-profile level doing things for herself. And she pictured becoming up big, got plans to start her own business and get set up good and wants to do some things for herself, you know. But she's always been sitting pretty good and halfway decent to where she ain't had to worry about nothing. I got an uncle that's like that. He's low-key on a high-profile level and nobody knows what he's doing. His son, oldest son, my cousin, he's that way. He be low-key on a high-profile level doing his own thing. You know, I know a lot of people that's very successful like that for themselves, where they started from the bottom and came up and done their own thing. You know, whether they wanted to go to college, wanted to go to a trade school, or just, you know, wanted to do things in general, build themselves up. You know, that's the way I did it. I didn't go to college, y'all. I didn't go to no trade school. Well, I did back in high school a little bit, you know, but it was more like a career center. But same thing, I learned to trade over there. Not really what I wanted to do or get into as I got older. Just wasn't my passion, wasn't my profession, wasn't what I really decided I wanted to get into. But I tried it out and I pursued it for a little bit, you know, to see how things might turn out with it, you know. I've tried a lot of different things that just wasn't me. And then when I found my niche of what I was good at, what I really wanted to do and get into, I stuck with it. And I've been on that path and that road and track to success and victory ever since. And I'm just here to show y'all what it's like and what it's all about to get there, you know, and how it's really not hard if you just hustle and grind and work on things and stay hard at it and don't slow down 1 second. Can't slow up 1 minute, y'all. Can't miss a skip in that beat neither. You got to stay with it every step of the way. And that's what we're going to do right here on in through 2020 until next year to 2021. We're going to stay blessed. We're going to stay positive. We're going to go strong. And we just going to get it done. That's Larry the Cave Guy used to say, get her done. That's what we're going to do. Get her done. Stay blessed. Stay positive, y'all. Stay motivated. Continue to enjoy a very great and blessed day. And just do you. Remember, low key, high profile. And we'll get with y'all later. Stay blessed. Much love. Peace.